We're live.
Alright, let me check the VOD.
It's too late. We're live.
Yeah, it's episode 5, so it's correct anyways.
Fantastic.
Maybe you're just too good for Twitch.
Misspelled Twitch.
Local man becomes kick streamer, turns to gambling immediately.
I think that's a prerequisite. They won't let you on Kick unless you have a rigged gambling site and give them
Yes.
a cut.
Alright, so if all of you look at your character sheets, you've been given 100 real-world dollars. All rolls are now done by a slot machine, and you only succeed if you win.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
cool.
add 100 old war money to your inventory.
Right.
I'm withdrawing
I'll
that
open
money and
luck via
leaving.
landlord.
Let's go gambling!
Ah,
Aw, dang it.
oh, dang it.
Alright.
All magic will now be done via Nubby's Number Factory. How good your run goes.
I have
ahead.
slain the number factory.
Opens Balatro. Luck via landlord.
Bingle bingle.
Alright. So, to recap where we left off, you had all completed the ritual to free
The hero.
Technically, I think you guys did it to free the spirit, because it was the deer that convinced you to do it.
I'm pretty sure that we don't
think
know
we just did
what
both.
Jin decided.
We have no idea.
Technically,
Totally.
no visible, like, other than this symbol, like, after you all came back with your different glowing fire, the seal in the center no longer is glowing. And the orb that was there is no longer there.
Like,
I'm sure that's fine.
I don't know how. Okay, I don't think you can recap what Jin went through to me just because I'm curious. Like, as a character, that would make sense, but the way
Maybe
so
Jin's just hanging out
there
in
was-
prison with the hero.
as far as I know, there wasn't any specific thing of like, oh, you have to pick one or the other. It kind of seemed like you were just there with them, and then Jin had a choice, and then we don't really know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair though, I not that any of us would know, but I do vaguely remember him actively being like, "Yeah, but I don't want to let you out."
You know, like Jin obviously wasn't fucking with the guy, but at the same time, it's like we don't really know what
Yeah,
Jin
Jin
decided.
did not want anything to do with the guy.
Jin didn't want anything to do with the situation.
He's like, why are you here and talking to me? Go away.
To be fair, there are implications with Jin and the deer, and that guy tried to hurt the big deer.
Alright. So, how do we feel after the ritual in our weird circles?
You feel well for all of you, you feel energy, like energy you've never felt before. Your body is connected to something new, even
We
though
all know energy.
well, all magic is energy. It's just that
Yes,
the
sorry,
energy
okay.
magic is energy.
I'm just making a joke.
Yeah. All things, technically, if you think about it, all things are energy if you think about it hard enough.
All things are number factory.
So you feel that flowing through you, and specifically through to the fire. Like the different colors of the flames connect you to the fact that you like. I'm pretty sure both Niam and Teddy had this picked the same new magic type, right? So your fires are the same color.
Hmm.
But needless to say, you feel like for whatever you did, the ritual worked, but you haven't seen a direct result of it. Like there isn't just like a guy standing here who hasn't been here before.
Is Jin still here?
Yeah, Jin's just you know, they're just standing in the center of the circle.
The deer isn't here either. There's no giant mountain-sized deer covering this entire shaft.
I need you to know that you would all have died had that been the
Yeah.
case. And no, you do not obviously see a massive mountain-sized deer in this room, taller than a mountain-sized deer.
You're very small for a mountain-sized deer that would crush us
How
in
many
an
mountain-sized
instant.
deers do you think you could fit in your mouth?
About as many as I think I could fight.
I guess I'm gonna sit down again. Or no, I think we need to get out of here. I don't. This place. This.
Yeah, you do while you're contemplating that, you do see a lion leaving the room you were in.
Mika's spreading the deer out. That's the
The circle.
circle. And if you guys are leaving this map, I'm just gonna save us all time and say that we can transition this generic campfire scene. Give me a hot sec. I don't know why the color is different, but it's now the deer.
It is kind of funny to me that you have like a dead deer corpse as a prop, but not a regular deer.
Yeah,
I think there's a token for a deer.
there's probably a token for a deer, but this isn't.
He has to make the fancy deer.
This isn't a
he hasn't made
normal. This isn't a normal deer, right? Like that.
Sure.
All deer corpses, even fancy deer corpses, become skeletons. But like, if I just put like a picture of a high res PNG of a deer here, that doesn't convey to you the magic.
We know what kind of because a red circle would.
Well, you know, it's your mind's eye. You gotta. So you are all back on the road, and we're gonna, just to speed this up and not have you guys have to roll another set of 6 random checks that you do.
We're absolutely sleeping.
Yeah,
like-
you're gonna sleep and walk, right? You're still trying to make it to the Elderwood Council before the meeting.
I guess eventually, but like, I mean, we gotta talk about shit, man. Like,
All right, talk about stuff around the fire.
fucking, I know you have shit you want us to do, but like, a lot just happened, man. People fucking died.
Council time. Council time, right, guys? Council. Yeah. It's like
People fucking died.
you guys just might have resurrected a fucking holy beast or whatever, but you know,
Okay, let's-
fucking council. We got to go to Ba Sing Se.
All right, you know, if you want to reflect on the death and destruction, you got time.
I almost fucking died.
But how does that make you feel?
We
Not great.
just break down in front of the fire.
Which, you know, makes sense. like any of you who got actually wounded there, it might be the first time that somebody has actively attacked you with a weapon. Like, and he did get dangerously close.
I still have 2 major wounds.
Well, we're sleeping, right? And
Let's.
Yeah, that was awfully tense. First time we've ever been in a fight.
Llewellyn just shrugs. He does not seem particularly bothered.
Liam looks like
Also, technically not the
very
first time
speedy.
Llewellyn has been in a fight.
It's not.
Alright. So daily, I'm gonna try and heal Teddy, just to make those wounds recover faster.
Thank you.
Hooray, healing time.
I should spend an insight token there.
Yeah, on which one? It's both.
You know what? I'll do both.
Yeah, you fully heal.
Alright,
Over the
spend
next
63 insight tokens that you definitely have.
If somebody looks
Yeah,
at me
just
in
gotta
the eye,
fail 63 more times.
if somebody looked at me in the eye and spent 63 insight tokens on blowing up a D100, I would be like, "Why have you? That's not even efficient." Almost
You couldn't-
certainly,
You did not save those up.
This is session 5. How have you failed that many times?
Can I make some kind of roll to like observe or like feel the energy as it's coming into me?
Yeah. Just, roll energy now that you have it.
Okay. Would any of my other is this just straight energy or would any of my other dice apply, do you think?
I would think because energy is new and novel to you, you don't have the ability to use like an awareness on it, like you will in the future as you've kind of grown into it. This is just you like beginning to feel like the same feeling you gained near the fire is the feeling that flows into you as he heals. But only part of it, because he heals using 2 types of magic at once.
Okay. All right. And this is just the one roll?
Yeah.
I'm just going to
I'll use an
practice
insight token.
my body magic while this is going on.
Yeah, you begin to become aware of like the flow of energy that he puts in and like how it communicates through the different cells. Like, basically he's using energy to give extra to these cells so that they can divide faster. And he's guiding it with some external thing that you can't understand. But like the idea of how you begin to have healing makes sense.
Okay.
All right. Is Liam gonna test out any of his new magic or do anything?
Yeah, I had something in mind. So,
So he takes out a flip knife, does knife tricks.
we'll get to that. No, but the I think so. Liam is gonna sit down and trying to. Okay, how do you explain this pose? So when you're laying down, but you have one foot kind of like in a 90-degree angle, like with the thigh and the tip of the foot hitting the ground,
Mhm.
but the rest of the leg is lifted up. And he notices that, like, while he has his hand on it, that he's like shaking a lot. Because this was like a very Well, yeah, but the first moment where they came into like contact with other people like that, and then also the shock of the attack on the village probably finally hit as well, because like it took a while for that to trigger. But like this fight, because the first one is like was like running for survival, but this was a real fighting for survival, so it kind of added on top of that.
Yeah.
Or at least what felt like survival in the moment. Start, you know, start to differentiate when you're caught up. And noticing like how shook he is, he decides to take a deep breath and take out the jar of energy tune liquid and just kind of stare
Chug it.
at it while sorry, what?
I under my breath. I said, "Chug it." Don't actually
going
do
to-
that.
So what like is it a jar where I can see the liquid through the glass? Is that the
Yeah.
kind of jar it is? Okay. So I'm going to basically stare at it and I'm going to try and basically just feel out this new power in me that I feel. And I'm going to try and use like memories of my family, specifically of my mother, to try and amplify that. I don't know if that counts as a lore subskill to like try and use the memory of my mother on top
Well,
of me trying to feel it out.
I think right now it's a roll of energy.
Just energy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have anything you want to do about that? Before I tell you what happened.
No.
Okay. You take a failure. You take a token.
You take failure.
Yeah, you take a failure
You're a
token.
failure.
Do not put it in with the other tokens. It's a totally different system.
Put it in your backstory. You're a fail.
All right.
Go ahead.
The reason that this fails isn't because of anything you do wrong per se. It's just that like this magic is so new to you that like each of these jars has a faint connection, right? It's not like it was obvious to each of you when you were finding them because you had lived with that energy your whole life. It's like you now have a new radio station you're tuned to and you don't know what type of songs they play. So knowing that this one is playing the same songs doesn't make sense. You know, like it doesn't intuitively, you can't feel the resonance between you and the liquid.
Okay.
But as you continue to grow in this new power, we'll eventually be able to detect that the same power that flows through you is in the jar.
Well, not being able to feel anything, I'll just I'll like take out the necklace with a single fang and just kind of look at it and just hold on to it for the rest of the night and think about Bernard and my family.
Think about that. Did you tell him that Bernard was okay?
Tell who?
Like, does your character know the fate of Bernard, or has that been
No. So all I know is that Bernard went to fight one of the hooded figures, and then there was blood at that spot, and that's all I know.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm concerned about him because he helped me, and also for my family.
So just to clarify, Llewellyn, you purposefully didn't inform him?
Sorry, say again?
You purposefully did not inform him about the fate of Bernard?
If he mentioned it to the group, I just forgot
I've
that
not
happened.
mentioned Bernard
Okay.
at all.
Good. All right. We're all in a good spot.
All right.
Has not occurred to Llewellyn
To be fair, I don't feel like it would occur unless Liam is like, I miss Bernard, Sonic.
I mean, honestly, even then, you might be like, there's
Sucks.
there's nothing stopping you from just going back and trying to find him.
I feel like there are
If he
similar
responds
things,
at all.
but sure. But yeah, that's where I'm leaving it off.
All right. Anyone else have things they need to reflect on, talk about? Anyone feeling weird now that they have more magic? Concern about instability?
I think I'm just going to. I think I'm just going to. It's something I've been playing with the idea of, but I'm gonna try to help everybody. Um, I want to use mind magic to try to make sure everybody um gets better, deeper sleep.
Are you taking Garden?
Yeah, I got help,
All right.
so I'm not injured. So this is just a I don't have I don't think this would be an empathic either. So this is probably just mind.
Yeah.
All right. I'll use an energy to reroll just so it's not a literal one. I don't care if I fail, but I think a one would be
It's
I
like-
give everyone fucking nightmares.
You're running from the demons, everybody. Yeah, you give everyone a good night's sleep that rests them more than you have been. Be it the stress of the situation, new fears, or just the fact that you're on the road, like you manage to overcome whatever is blocking from getting a full good 8 hours or whatever, however many hours you're sleeping. And
As you go to help Will with this, he's already fast asleep in lion form.
All right. Well, I send you to some weird. You start doing the cat thing, pumping your legs in your sleep, just chasing
You're in the
something in your
savannah, you
dreams.
see
I was.
tourists.
It's entirely possible that you've already seen me do that, but it happens more.
All right. So I need to make some awareness for my watch.
Yep.
All right.
I would just love if you had a dream of hunting a deer, and then right at the end, before you went for the kill, the deer just stands up on two legs, fucking tells you "mm-mm" and walks away.
It says it's gonna be a doctor.
My mother is home. I require the education now. I am no longer the prey. I am the predator.
All right. Search does not apply for this though.
No.
Alright.
Just trying to make sure nothing sneaks up on you.
There we
A
go.
deer on two legs sneaks up on the party.
Yeah.
And
Uneventful
that's what
night.
happens.
Actually, you know what? I would like to during my watch, I would like to use mind magic to weave just a faint illusion around the camp just to aid during the next watch, just to help mask our camp.
Okay. Who's taking watch too?
I'm
take
taking
watch.
watch too.
Okay.
I guess we have 2 people who are awake.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and it might not be great. Um,
So
I think that's probably a fail considering I'm gonna be going to bed. So
Yeah.
it probably is up for like a little bit and then it just fizzles.
so while I'm up doing watch things, I'm not sure if Callum is still going to be. I'm gonna be using my animal magic to keep them at bay.
Callum's also up. He's pretty sure he's just reunited a mother and her child, so he's actually feeling pretty good.
Good vibes.
So that's a 5 at keeping the animals at bay.
Yeah. Actually, hold on. I forgot I have the skill. So it's actually a 10.
You know, none of the animals. You notice that even before you go for it, the fact that you walk with this deer has given you guys an extra layer of security. There are not many creatures in this like forest that choose to mess with that.
That's interesting. It seems our new friend here is helping keep the less friendly, well, not just the less friendly, but the creatures at bay.
Well, I don't imagine there's much out there that wants to go up with things twice their height.
Fair. Also, the lion scent probably doesn't hurt either.
Sure. For any of them that know what a lion smells like.
I mean, it's also just like this is a weird new thing.
Yeah.
It can be enough to
I
keep
can
some of them
kill it.
away.
Practice some of my plant magic.
Actually, the weird new thing is more likely gonna keep predators away because they do not want a fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make a patch of tall grass that around the camp that hides it.
Okay.
And an insight token.
Oh, oh hell yes, go.
All right. Yeah. You like sort of, feel into the grass and begin it starts faint, like you can just sort of like feel the individual blades, and as you continue to focus on it, you can entire groups of them, like their roots spread and connect, right? And through that sort of connection, you feel the grass raise up and sort of shelter you from the outside.
Definitely makes things greener around here.
So the rest of the watch passes uneventfully. Um, it's sort of, you hit daybreak. Honestly, we're back in the forest. Forest music.
Llewellyn does spend a significant portion of the watch as the lion.
Lion, lion on the wall.
Hmm.
Who's
Yeah.
the fairest animal of them all? It is me, said the lion. For I am its king.
It is me, says the lion.
Oh my god. I just realized. Oh no.
Oh no, the
Dude.
lion.
You're gonna become Aslan.
Hey
Oh
Jen,
my
how's it going?
lord.
I didn't notice. I don't know when you sent that message, but good to see you there.
Hi, Jen.
Get in here.
Yeah, I get mind magic and then I'm just a talking lion.
Or at least the lion that appears to be talking according to the other people's brains.
Yeah.
Look, I can move my mouth alongside too, so you're just convinced.
Also,
So, wait.
I don't think I've ever clarified that you can't talk in wild shape here.
I'm pretty sure I can.
Oh.
So I was it. I did not go back to like human form. The like
Nuts.
telling you about the other stuff. I was just. By the way, the color of the mane does match the hair color with it being like pink. I do not look like a normal lion from what you have seen so far.
What's that
You
one
you
lion
keep saying
Pokemon?
normal lion like we know what a lion looks like.
This is
You might have read
you, the player, do.
You might have read a
Oh,
book.
yeah.
About it. There are books.
Pyroar?
Sometimes I have to say things for the benefit of you as a, not the character.
Now
Yeah,
I'm
these
just gonna
books
have the
don't have color. That looks
I'm
fine to me.
I'm gonna have the mental image of Pyroar the Pokemon now.
All
As
right.
long as just, yep. We're ready to
You
continue
heading
moving
off?
on.
Any
I'm
other
asking
pieces?
the group.
All right. I'm
We're ready
gonna
to-
Yeah.
I'm gonna raise up the slab. Now that my stone is a D8 after our ordeal, is do I feel like I'm I'm a stronger, more efficient mover of earth,
Yeah.
or is that a more gradual shift? I
You
don't know.
like you like you don't know if it's part of just the fact that you've been doing it this long on this trip, or you've been focusing a lot on it, and your stone magic is stronger. You know, things that used to be difficult feel easier. Same with how Llewellyn is just the lion all the time now. Like the effect of the magic is easier as time goes on.
So the stone slab that could previously only transport 3 people.
Yeah,
What are we looking at now, do you think?
you could probably get 4.
Okay. Ah, God damn it! But we don't need to because we have
Well-
we have the deer and we have a man who's a lion all the time.
Yeah.
You presume the lion is gonna let
I'm
us
like
ride on it.
I'm on the thing.
Alright,
If you
okay.
can support that many people. I'm
Yeah,
just
The
going
lion
to
is
be on-
weighing down the back of the car.
we're gonna hand wave the fact that one lion and one person are equivalent.
Look, I have body magic. I'm tweaking my weight so that it works out.
Feels scrawny lion right now.
Dude, I love that this
No, it's
system
not.
you have created,
It's
Ninja,
not that I'm a
just-
scrawny lion. It's just I look like before I was like huge. Now I look like extra small. Just
Maybe not you as a lion
small.
specifically, but I think each of us could 1v1 a lion.
Sort of
Mm,
like you just took the picture of a lion in Photoshop and just squeezed it on the diagonal.
Yeah, just rescaled. But I
I
am
mean, you're just
practicing
long
my
catting.
body.
You're just dragging your legs off the back of it.
I want to imagine that's your
know what?
your main.
I'm gonna
is
spend
like
some insight tokens to make that explode.
I'm proud of you.
I gotta get. I am nothing if not consistent with the body magic roll.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna. So yeah, we're traveling now during the day towards our destination.
And as a move to make it so that we use other skills other than just the things used for traveling, I'm hand waving the entire rest of the journey. The rest of this goes uneventfully, and you do make it to the capital. Everyone could do
Yippee.
one more skill check of their choice
Okay.
He's
for the
benevolent.
hand wave time.
I'm gonna.
All right. Well, we needed
Cool.
one for the map.
We're hand waving those.
We're hand
Oh.
Be right
waving.
Oh, so it's just a
Those
roll
have simply succeeded.
I guess if we're reading the map, everyone can do one of their choice and one to read the map to get to the location you need to be.
What's the map reading?
Probably. I would think that's a. You could do
Mind.
aware or mind.
Aware or mine. Let's
Yeah,
fucking
let's-
go.
Depending on if you're doing it with your innate knowledge or.
I have a poor mind.
So I have a 20 on the
Yeah, you can just sort of sense, like, one, you eventually find the tracks of, like, one of the groups of, because it's going to be council time soon, like, the tents of the animal capital reach there well before the council is held. So you find a path that they have traveled and are just sort of guiding along that as, as wanderers, they tend to be very efficient in their pathing to where they want to go.
was an 8 a success on the map?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything below an 8, though, count as a failure. Take
All
a
right,
token.
guys. I set the bar for you. All
And-
right, and then
Llewellyn is actively taking you on paths that aren't mapped, but you can see our trails.
I'm gonna have to get my food in a couple minutes, but during the hand wave, I wanna roll a mind check, see if I know who's on the Elderwood Council.
Yeah, I'll do the same. No, I did not care about that.
If I were
Yeah,
to
no, I'm
roll,
pretty
do
sure
I-
the Hamburglar is on the council.
Yeah. You're
If
not
I
sure
were
that
to roll the-
you're not on the council?
It is on my right.
If I were to make the roll, would I
Yeah.
have some kind of advantage because of my dad?
Would he have talked about that time?
Well, we were visiting the capital.
You
one time
visited the capital.
specifically, right?
But you visited the capital not with
And
like
he's not been shy about what he does or who he probably knows. Like he's probably talked about his
Except-
colleagues.
except he was shy about all of it. Like
All
like, the difference between, like,
your dad
if
is
if
not your
you
dad.
if you were talking about, like, if you were Jin's character
Yeah.
would have advantage on this, as it is not only taught to you, but like Jin met with this council the last time, or not the last time it met, but one of the times that it met
Previously.
previously.
Okay, because like there's two tiers, right? There's the higher council and the smaller
Like-
council.
Yes.
Well,
And I know the smaller circle. Well, my dad knows the smaller circle, which
That
is
is
probably
true.
more general people, so maybe he wouldn't have talked about them as much. I guess.
And he's
like it's one of those
extremely cagey about, you guys went
Like
to
I knew
there
about it. Apparently, I knew about his past as a
in
counselor.
his but he doesn't talk about it.
Okay.
And you guys went there not in any connection to a council, but instead as a librarian who's looking for rare books.
Okay. And I never encountered any of his former colleagues because I was busy getting rescued.
Yeah.
And this, so we're specifically going. So these are the plant people and the beast people.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I wouldn't have any family here because my mom is the mind and my dad was stone and body. So yeah, I got nothing here.
Well, I'm gonna do a roll anyway, I guess. What is the roll?
Fine.
Social?
It was okay. We're doing mind to see if you know anything about this. All right.
I'm gonna insight token that.
Yeah, this is also lore, technically. Like,
Well, yeah, that's why I was talking about like my dad's connection. If that would count as like lore.
you need to work on your questions. You could just do that. Does
Well,
lore
no, because because the argument was going towards no, it doesn't count. I didn't bother to talk about it.
Yeah. Lore, in this case, is how much you studied, right?
Well, that's a 5, and then plus a d6.
Yeah, you get a 6 on there.
All right.
So 10 and 10.
I could explode, but I don't want to explode my non-magic mind to a D12.
Okay.
I want to save my insight tokens.
You like that? I just got a little bit mad about it. Continuously giving me a D2.
Is a 10 a success
Yes.
here or no? Okay.
A 10 is a success here, and specifically for each of you, I will offer.
Oh, I know why I succeeded here. It's because I worked at a bar.
So the question is, do you want to know somebody who was on the council, or do you want to know the structure of the council itself?
I probably know the structure because that seems like something people would complain about. I know about bureaucracy.
Okay, I feel like I would know the structure just because it's like I would assume it's one of those things that as a plant person you get told, or whoever lives in the world of the plant people would be told how the structure of the government works.
Okay, then give me someone who. Then if he feels like that makes more sense for him, then give me
No,
someone
sorry.
someone's complaining about.
I'm more saying that should be generalized for anybody who lives here. Like I feel like that would be common knowledge.
It would be if you were citizens of, like, the village you lived in was not, like, while contained fully within that country, was not considered part of it. They had a deal.
So there was just no education regarding the structure of the capital.
Oh,
of the plant people?
there was, like, you guys studied, like, there is a chance that wherever you end up, you could remember stuff about it because you did go to school. There was a school there. They were teaching you a bunch of general stuff, different political structures. It's whether or not you paid attention.
Fuck.
That's why we're rolling here.
Okay, if I roll to pay attention, can you fucking... What you tell me, I'm gonna try to write down, but can you fucking just write it to me later, this full structure, so I can, like, properly document it?
Well, neither of you know the full structure. Both of you can...
Well, sure, but I'm just saying, if I'm gonna choose, just like Panda assumed now, that I'm gonna choose the structure of the council then.
Okay.
But I'm assuming it's a lot of info, and I don't know if I can follow and write it all down.
Well,
while you're
I'll give you.
explaining it.
I'll explain it to you, and then you can tell me what if you feel you need a synopsis written up, or if you can keep notes with it. So we'll start with the structure of the council. Then I'll give you one of the people you know.
Yeah. So do I have to roll then?
No, you already rolled for this. You've already succeeded. Both of you succeeded.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
It's all good.
So
Let me get my note here.
So I think it's more fun if we know different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if he thinks he would know a more general thing, then I think it's more fun if I know someone that people were complaining about.
Yeah.
You actually know the
Specifically, a
specific,
shitty
like
person.
a bunch of the specific filing minutia.
So you can tell him what he wants, and then I know like a problem senator or something.
Yeah.
Counselor
So
Patty Waddy is a fucking bitch.
So, what I would say is, you know that the Elderwood Council is made up of 7 people at any given time. There's rotation in some of the major members, like, but 2 of them are guaranteed. The person who is elected as the representative of the the leader of both nations is on the council. Whether or not you remember who the leader of those nations are, you know, just off of anything we've said in the past, that's maybe in your notes, maybe not. Um,
Oh, dude, I bet I didn't write that down. Sorry, go on.
So currently, the makeup is 4 plant tuned to 3 animal, and there is veto power from both of the leaders of the nations. So any decision has to at least pass those 2, so that neither side gains complete control just based off of having an extra person.
So decisions have to be made by both of them.
Yes, but
Sorry,
they can't
approval?
final approval. Like, they can't make a decision. Like, if the other 5 say no to something, they can't push it through. But they can block something if they, feel it's the wrong decision. So, like, if they were wanting to go to war with the Stone people, if one of the leader of either nation said no, it wouldn't happen, even if everyone else voted for it.
Well, let's say that both leaders agreed, but then one of the council members said no, then it would also not happen?
No. It would come down to whether or not if both of them agreed but 4 people said no, based on the number there, it wouldn't happen.
Man, that's a risky business there, but yeah. Is that everything?
Yeah. It's the structure that you understand.
Okay, I'm gonna just copy paste what I wrote down, and then you can let me know in notes if I got it right.
Yeah. Okay. I'll clarify that after stream, but so for Teddy, what side are you more interested in hearing having heard about? Do you want to know somebody on the plant side or the animal side?
Um, who is funnier?
I think it's hard to say. It is politics, and those none of them are really funny.
That's the funniest joke of them all.
Which one has been the clown college?
Give me the youngest person.
Okay, the youngest person. Interestingly enough, easy to tell you. You know that the leader of
Give me the
animal,
Kennedy.
the animal people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is considered to be kind of a hothead. She's new on the scene. She's very much young for being on the council, but has been on it for a couple years. Like, the thing about the council is most of the council is kind of on the older side, because in order to climb to that rank, you either need to be the leader of a nation or have gone through multiple layers of other bureaucracy to get up to the point that you're on the main council. And she got up through the sort of being the leader and strongest of the animal people, following in her dad's footsteps, That is Art Wolfsbane. So people talk about her. You know, she's not fully trusted as a making the right decisions all the time because she's you know only in her 30s or 40s instead of 60 plus. And this has no relation to any real world examples of how governments work. Any connection? Art. That is the word art with an E at the end of it.
Thank you. In my previous note, I just wrote down Mrs. Wolfsbane.
Which you wouldn't have even known because I don't think she ever told you her name.
No. I think she showed up in one of the weird things we had going on.
I'd have.
She might have been on the computer. I don't know. Whatever. For some reason, I have her noted.
Definitely not on the computer. Would have been someone else knows. It would have come up at the time that you learned about your necklace.
Sure. That works. Yeah.
And as just a fun other thing for you to know, Teddy, one of the kind of it's always controversial which side is ending up with the fourth person, the tiebreaker vote. And recently, there's been a push from a small group to have one of the representatives be untuned. It hasn't happened yet, but there is more speaking on that. That there's a political push towards that.
So what would I know about just the council generally, just as being an animal tuned who was told some things about the council
You
as a child? Like, I don't know a ton, obviously.
you know that from the animal tuned perspective, it's not it's kind of seen as an annoyance.
Yeah, that was already where my head was. Like, what rules do I know about that I need to not break so that I don't have to deal with?
You don't want to become a councilman, or
I want to avoid causing a headache for myself.
There wouldn't be, because this is specifically the council for the nation that is made up of there's no body tuned, no mind tuned, any of the external ones. None of them have a direct representative on the council. Unless it's somebody, occasionally somebody with two types of magic ends up on the council.
Yeah, okay.
But they would have a primary that is one of the two.
Okay.
And I am going to mention this to the party before we wrap. We probably should keep the fact that some of us can use more than two types of magic under wraps.
It's not unheard of.
No, but we are fleeing aggressors. It wouldn't do to attract undue attention.
We are going to the council to report about the aggression.
Yes. There's a difference between having a meeting with the council and showing off in town and causing a scene.
I will also say that you would innately know that it is best to not obviously do any energy magic.
Yeah, if anyone asks, I'm claiming I'm plant body.
Yeah, I know. I know the dangers of it. Well, I don't actually. I take that back. But now I know.
Marked by destruction.
Any any one of you could all remember that because you in session 0 saw what happened to one guy who did. So as you continue into these woods, it gets darker and darker as the trees above you grow from being sort of the trees that you would expect 20, 30 feet tall to being so massive that you cannot see the tops. And the branches intertwine, leaves cut off almost all sunlight at this lower level. And the only light that you see are glowing mushrooms like the one you found in that cave that sort of guide you. I will say that both Liam and Nico have been here before, and thus, it's not hard for you to find one of the ways up. Eventually, Liam leads you to a spot in the forest floor where there is a wooden platform connected by vines. I'm going to see if Jen is still. Right, the question has been asked. We'll see about how that goes. Liam, how do you get him up?
Yes. So, what do we do, guys?
So describe what we're looking at again.
You see a wooden platform connected by vines that go up towards the tree line, like up at the top of the trees.
I guess we all get on the platform and then we use plant
I'm
magic to pull
already.
it up.
Yeah, I'm on the platform already.
Okay. I want to do a thing where like we all just kind of stand there very awkwardly,
Mhm.
and then
Oh.
just when someone's about to say something, I raise it up.
I
All right,
Uh,
roll plants.
a look of like sheer terror. I'm literally like on all like I'm flat on my stomach, just like in like trepidation, just like like white knuckling, just no uppies. I don't want to do uppies.
We have to.
I don't actually say uppies, but
Okay.
If you,
I
me,
know.
I don't want to go up.
Yes.
And
Fear fight.
as soon as you have that fear, you sense that the ground is gone. It as the wood begins, the vines constrict, but you notice that unrelated to him activating this elevator, um, a set of vines grow sort of square around you as a guide and guardrail to make sure that no one falls off.
All right.
And it slowly brings you up. And as you begin to look up, you do see that there is a square that you're gonna like slot into up in the branch of the tree.
Is there like a way where I can like make the vines instead of just making a guardrail, make like a park bench kind of seat for him, so he can just sit down?
I throw up.
All right.
And as that happens, it's not long enough for you to make a seat. It only takes a minute to get up to the top.
Well, I'm just thinking in the process of it making like the railing, I would just kind of try and make more. But sure.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just trying to
it's-
make Teddy more comfortable,
Yeah.
essentially.
It's a good thought. So eventually the wood slots in and locks into place, like the fibers of which sort of connect into the tree for a time. And you are standing in sort of a room where there's a person standing there in sort of classic plant-tuned garb, which, it's sort of common clothes, but there's some flowering and leaves to it as well. And they sort of look at the throw up on the ground and like say, "Oh, first time entering the capital."
For some of us.
It happens. Don't worry about it. I hope your trip is safe. You have a good time. He sort of begins to sweep up anything and then sends the thing back down. You realize that this person's entire job is to be basically the elevator attendant for the capital at this location.
I'll I'll go.
I'm like shaking like a leaf in the wind, and I don't like fully aware, me the person, that every step is obviously solid. I'm like, I might as well be stepping on glass.
Yeah. It's weird for you, but like as you do step, it is as hard as stone. Like these trees are ancient. It's like walking on the trunk of a tree on each of these limbs. And as you exit out of this like room, you see that you are in the upper canopy. Light is starting to come through because there is more opening up here, and the walkways are just connected and like magically fused branches of these massive trees.
Before we fully exit, I'm going to tip him a silver coin.
Yeah.
We have money?
Yes?
Yeah. You have money. How much
Are-
money?
are you-
Who knows?
No idea.
Wait, I didn't go out here broke.
I was
He
gonna
nods
walk
and says,
over.
"Appreciated."
I was gonna go over and just like give him a flower from my shoulder, like as appreciation. And now knowing that somebody like else gave him a silver, I just look at the flower and go, I feel like it might have meant a little bit more before the money situation, so I'll pluck it back and just walk away.
I'm glad you did that because I would have had to come to the conclusion on whether or not that is a plant people custom.
I had already just assumed that it was.
Yeah, just like, do we just hand each other flowers from our clothes? Is that why we have the flowers on
Well,
clothes?
I don't wish to put the words into your mouth. That's kind of what I like. I think it's a very neat
Yeah.
style. And maybe it just speaks to us as people that we like doing this, you know? We don't
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah. Maybe Jin is just rude and just doesn't have enough flowers on his clothes.
Jin is going for a unique style.
I
And
I
appreciate
think Miko
about them.
is definitely at least a little bit rude.
Maybe Miko hands people mushrooms. I don't know if that's more or less rude.
You know what? Maybe he's friendlier than everyone, and we all just have intense fungal infections from his
You know what?
spores.
Okay. How I don't know how far my plant magic extends. Can I create fruit?
Yes. It was a
Okay.
skill that I suggested as an opportunity, so why
Sorry,
wouldn't
sorry. I forget about that. But I just wanted. I don't know. But okay, I'll just make a pear and be like, you know what? Maybe you haven't had something to eat yet, so I'll give him the pear.
Roll for it.
Yeah, roll
Roll to
create
make a
fruit.
pear.
Okay. I create the most disgusting, vile, rotten piece of pear anyone has ever seen.
I mean,
You know what? I'm gonna make it an extra big pear, so I'm gonna add growth on that. Another 8. 8 plus 8 makes 8.
Okay. You hand him the pear, and then he
He falls over.
This man-
he like tries to react and grow a fruit in, but like is so clearly burnt out from just like doing this job 12 hours a day.
Listen, you don't have to. This is my gift to you for what you've already done today. Okay.
I appreciate it, man.
he he wants to like be unaffected by the vomit, but there was gravel in it.
It's like, that doesn't even make any sense. He was eating
Yeah,
rocks.
I know. Don't worry, don't worry.
I'm now out of. I'm now supporting
I'm counseling
Teddy
this
because
man.
I'm the only person remotely close that's tall enough to like make that feasible.
It's
I'm
Why why don't they
I'm-
just live on the ground?
I'm emotionally supporting the guard for having to take care of the vomit, and you're emotionally supporting Teddy. And it's just
No,
two
I'm not
different-
emotionally. I am
But sure, I'm just
physically
saying,
supporting.
You're helping Teddy. I'm helping this guard, and
Yes,
it's
no, I
very
just wanted
funny.
to make it clear that it is not. It's not emotional support. I am
Sure.
propping him up
Sometimes the
physically.
physical
Which
existence
is also emotional.
Yeah.
You know, it is just like
As
I
he
wanted
is
to
physically
emphasize the
in
physicality.
zero danger.
So as we're walking past, I'm also going to try and make a flower and hand it to him to blend in, but this will be an automatic failure. It's not going to be a very good flower.
You know, hey, you explode, damn it. I believe in you.
You got this.
The most perfect flower of all time.
Explode
would-
all
it
the way
would
up to a
put-
20 right
It
now.
would put my flowers to shame.
And I was hoping I'd roll worse just because it would be funny.
But a 5 is a passable flower summon. Like, it doesn't.
A flower is a low bar, man.
Yeah, like, I guess he'll try to do this. Honestly, the flower with the. There's a reciprocal flower exchange.
This man really is dedicated to exchanging things. He does not want to leave things hanging at all.
I'm making this a custom. If a plant person is handed a plant, they will return a plant if they can.
Do not hand a man a tree. You will force them to try to kill themselves doing the same. Oh, I made that joke and then I remember that in real life you can get yourself in a lot of danger in tribal situations if you give a gift that is too good by
I just love
shaming
the
your
idea-
host.
I love the idea you give them a tree and then they spend like I don't know, like multiple months planting a tree,
energy.
growing it, and just like giving it back to you, but in a hyperly aggressive way where they just smash you with it for wasting their time.
That is like giving a gift that is too good is actually historically dangerous in real
Yeah.
life. So
And giving an annoying gift is something that rulers would sometimes do just to irritate people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the entire thing for white elephant is you can't get rid of it, but this is going to bankrupt you.
Yeah. So basically, all of
Oh
you
my
who
God.
haven't been here before,
oh Jesus, now I'm imagining these fucking hunt necklaces. One is literally just an elephant tusk tied to a fucking leather loop. It's
totally
like,
possible.
here you go.
Jesus.
You wanted my thing? Have my thing. Redeem it. I dare you to redeem it.
Good luck.
Speaking
Um,
of necklaces, while we're walking about, I will like take out the necklace and make it visible. Well,
Okay. Several of you have. I forget. How many of you have been to a city before?
I have been.
I
I
have.
went to the energy capital.
Yeah.
Same.
I think I have I've never done it in roleplay. I think I have maybe been to another town to trade with
Okay.
like with
I don't
like
think you've
I've
ever
been
been to a city like this, though.
yes.
This
No,
is
I have
the most
I have
overwhelming
done
thing. You are
Yeah.
above the ground 200 feet.
I am
You-
above
Your
the ground
panic attack.
200 feet. Actually, I can I roll my mind magic to try to like stop my mind magic?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I normally like
If you fail
keep
this,
my
I think
mind fairly
it'll be 2 energy to if you don't fail to if you fail to deactivate it.
yeah. I think cuz I'm normally very open cuz like I actively like feeling other people's emotions. I think I'm not going to add empathic or anything else cuz I think I'm trying to do the exact opposite of what I naturally do. Jeez. Yeah.
And
So yeah.
it is so natural to you to keep it open that you can't close it. You don't remember how. And you are flooded with the emotions of maybe 50 times the amount of people who were in your small town.
You know, this is actually great because I'm literally out of my element in as many natural ways as physically possible.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a quick break to go to the bathroom if anyone else needs to take a quick break, and then we can continue.
We can continue Teddy's no good, very bad day.
I just love that Teddy immediately everything goes wrong. Vomit, screaming voices in the head, just not at all prepared. What do you what do you usually do like if you're I don't know if you know what it feels like in real life, but like what do you usually do when you have those feelings? Do you like try and sit down and just like wait for the feeling to go away?
Funnily enough, I have a series of grounding exercises. Teehee pun not intended.
T.
Hey, Scion.
Hey. But I was gonna say because if the ground was like hard, I would after talking to the guard for a while, and we're gonna do this away from the DM now, just for the stream. I'm gonna walk over to you after converting me to guard, and I'm basically just gonna notice that you're like having problems, and I want to like create a soft surface under you, just like a flower bed or like a bed made out of moss or whatever.
We shall see.
I mean, I guess you gotta roll for that, but you know.
Yeah, but we gotta wait for him to get back. The game is currently on
like-
pause.
What's happening right now? Llewellyn is holding you up.
Yeah.
Because we're similar in height, I've got him like propped up on my shoulder and I'm helping him walk.
Well, then I'll
A
just
similar
walk
height
up and
for you're a lion, of course.
I was a lion for
He
the
is
part.
not currently
I am
in.
not currently.
Just a lion going up the elevator, flipping a coin to a guard would be so funny.
Oh no, that did happen.
Alright,
Oh,
I am-
okay.
I'm gonna grab a drink. I will be right back.
I'm just like I'm trying to think of the limitations of like okay, so I plant power, so I can create anything like anything that can grow could be created technically. But does that extend to like things that you can grow through farming or just things that grows on trees?
Is it a plant?
Well, like okay, are potatoes a plant?
Yes.
I was gonna say bread, but that's man-made. So like I don't know what things like potatoes, like other things that you grow, like carrots or whatever, are also plant-based.
Yes.
And again, obviously I know the difference in real life, but I'm talking about with the rules of this game, if anything, within the boundaries of the rules of the game.
The things that we know it can't do aren't things that you need to be terribly worried about. Just try and do the thing. Don't be worried. Oh, I think I can't do that. If you try something,
Well,
and
that's why I'm asking. Because
no,
if I
no,
use-
just try and do the thing is what I'm saying. And if it's something that you can't do, Ninja will tell you.
That is true.
it is the process of even if I'm asking, I'm still announcing that I'm gonna do it.
Right, but the flow works a lot better if you just try to do the thing.
I summon a potato castle.
Oh, what?
A potato castle, a castle-shaped potato.
All right. Roll plant. If you don't roll
And I
200, you
want it
die.
to be the size that I can have it on my hand. By the way, I don't want it to be massive.
Well,
Just to clarify.
weird shaped potato. All right. Roll plant. You grow a potato.
But is it shaped like a
All right.
castle?
It's
I am back.
potato shaped.
What? That's fucked up. I
Yeah.
asked for a potato.
Yeah, but your magic didn't get you there, did it?
Wow. Fuck you, magic.
All right.
You summoned
I'm
a
back.
potato from thin air, man.
All right. More importantly, well, yeah, we're literally talking about whether or not I could summon like things like fruit or vegetables
Yeah.
because I have plants.
All right. So what happened to me when I couldn't shut my magic off?
You take 2 energy damage as you're just bombarded on all sides with different different feelings. As the hustle and bustle, you enter into basically what is a shopping district. You're up at the top of these trees, the interconnection of these branches, and built into different trunks and things are trunks of the trees are these shops. Some of them are stalls on the side of the road, but others are built into the tree, shaped with the magic to give an opening that can have a full shop in it without causing any harm to the tree itself. It's very much an ecosystem more than it is a city. Like they are very conscious of the fact that they are building in and around a living thing. And your mind is just bombarded with the most amount of feelings that you have ever had. So much so that you can't even. It's more a wave than it is like a series of thoughts and feelings. Like, they all happen at once.
Yeah, I'm just going to, and I think in my search for an area of like a dark nook away from things, I think I'm almost just radiating a just get away. Like, I'm uncomfortable, and I don't know if I'm hurting people, but I think I'm just unconsciously just like kind of trying to push people away.
Mhm.
So I guess like I guess I'll like
That one is
making an
mind plus empath, as you are. It is related to an emotion of like just trying to, you know, it's almost a fear that you're trying to put into people to keep away.
all right. Um yeah, I guess I'll take the fail on this.
Yeah, it's not like your instinct is to try to push them away, but you are so overwhelmed that you can't even begin to like shape magic that way.
All right. But I am going to search for a place to hide. Um
And I'm
okay,
going
actually,
to help
can
look
can
for.
we say I succeed, but I also push the party away? Like, I make it a little hard for them to find me for a little bit, just because I find that interesting.
I'm not leaving you
Yeah,
after what happened.
I think
Like,
I think if you had succeeded too much, I would have also had the party be pushed away by it. But
Okay.
this is more like you're not able to even grasp at doing an active effect right now.
Okay.
Is Teddy like stumbling away then, like
Yeah.
holding his head?
There's a visible discomfort in his face, yes.
All right.
Okay. While Llewellyn is
I'll
following him, I
spend a
guess.
thing to explode the aware.
alright, my aware exploded. Because I am assisting in looking at that. So there we go.
Yeah. You guys you see, you know, this is a major area. You entered into what is essentially the shopping district. So there's shops and people going to shops, but you can move more residential, and then that's going to be like there's going to be people there, but given that it's the middle of the day, it's going to be lighter.
Yeah.
And you kind of find an out of the way place where you start to calm down a little bit of that mind magic. And at this point, I will give you I will say that you have been able to turn it off without having him roll again. It's just taken you enough time to figure out how to regain composure.
Okay. Oh, it's loud. Oh, it's so loud.
Uh, I'll just try and like form sort of a plant-based, like more soft environment around Teddy. If he's like sitting down or lying down or whatever, like I'm trying to make him more comfortable, basically.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of like curled up, just kind of sat down with my arms around my knees a little bit.
Yeah, so I'll like create a flower blanket or whatever. It's kind of put it over Teddy and like then put like a so you're laying like sideways, right?
No, I'm sitting down with my
Okay, you're sitting down. Would you say you're sitting down against a wall or just sitting down
yeah,
in the open?
against a wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try and create like some of pillow too for your head while you're like tilting it back. So that would be a D8. What's a D8?
Hey, your D8 exploded.
Oh, that was my growth for my stuff skill.
Wouldn't that have been a D6?
Well, no, I upgraded it.
Oh yeah.
I guess I just rolled again. Yeah, so I'm basically making him more comfortable. And you said like things were calming down.
Yeah, you're out of you find a spot far enough away that you can wait for, you know, instead of being near thousands of people going about their day, you find a spot more like the town where you would see, 50 people at a time, maybe at
Okay.
most. Like, you're not easily overwhelmed because you did grow up in a tavern, right? Like there's a large number of people that you can deal with, but this was a multiple on that you've never experienced. So now that things have calmed back down, what is your goal? What are you trying to do?
Do we even know where we're going? Do we know the directions to the city hall or wherever this is?
We might have to wait here for a bit.
You are over a day out from when the council is supposed to start meeting.
Okay.
But this is one of those weird things where, like, if Jin was here, you wouldn't even have to roll about it. It would just be knowledge.
So here's the deal.
Mhm.
Can I roll some kind of knowledge on my end? See if I recall stuff from when I was in the capital.
Yeah.
If maybe there was some kind of building I passed by when I was a kid that would, like, maybe either be the building or be a building that looked like it would be informing you of where things are in the city.
Yeah. Roll mind, non-magic mind, plus if you have a memory skill, you can use the memory skill.
Nope. Okay, so I don't think I recall anything, right?
No.
Okay. Then I will just, like, I'm gonna do this in my mind, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, Caleb, And Llewellyn, do you guys think you can stay here with Teddy? Or because I'm gonna go out and like look around a bit. Does anybody want to come with me? I feel like Caleb could stay with Teddy because you can help Teddy if there is anything.
Yeah, I could stay here, keep
All right,
Eddie get his bearings.
But it's up to you, Llewellyn, if you want to come with me or
I'll
you
come
wanna...
with you.
All right. Then I'm going to basically, if we're in a building, or I don't know where we are exactly, but if we're in somewhere, I'm gonna exit that building and just kind of look around and just make my way around
Yeah.
the area.
Yeah,
And
I'll talk with Maiko and see what he remembers.
and I'll be walking around with just looking, seeing what's going on. Struggling to stay awake in real life.
Actually, do we have the horse with us? Or the deer? Sorry.
No, the deer was left below.
It just didn't get on.
No,
So it's just standing
Miko
there?
made the decision to have the deer stay and meet you when you're out of town,
Okay.
to not draw too much attention.
Okay, because I kept thinking about it, because I kept seeing the red circle in the campfires. I was like, did the deer come with us? Do we just have a deer with us?
All right.
A deer and a lion.
Both of you can make awareness checks with any search-related stuff to try to find where in town you need to go. And if you both fail, we'll resolve Teddy asking Miko about it.
No. How do I reroll? What's my options again?
You cost an energy and you reroll.
Isn't there another thing where I can use the dice?
Oh, you could use a desperation dice if you want to.
Hold on, I have a roll to make.
Yeah. I'm assuming me and Llewellyn are kind of searching together, but just generally.
Yeah, I think I probably found it.
No, your dice exploded.
Oh yeah, okay, that's actually excellent news.
Well, fucking hell.
What do your elf eyes see?
Literally
I am
goes
home.
outside, target spotted.
All
You
right.
can sniff.
Yeah,
can
you
sniff
see
the
like almost
bureaucracy.
instinctually, if you're, you notice my eyes shift into those of a hawk. While
You
Yeah.
gain
Turbo.
you not only the eyes of a hawk, but you change basically every one of your senses to the optimal animal for each of them. You know.
The neck of a giraffe.
I don't need to demolish any buildings right now.
And one, you smell on the wind enough of a, like, you know where the camp is in relation to this for the animal people. That's down below on the ground, on the actual ground. Beyond that, you are sort of sensing, and you're like keeping track on like where people are moving, and you notice that like while there was the main district, there's also a center point to the city, right? It spirals out from one point. You're like sensing all of the people moving from place to place, the animals that are living among the people, traveling these paths around one central zone. And you like walk out into one of the major roads and look down to down it to see like almost marble white wood, sort of like what looks like a tree that must be older than time itself. It feels like it is so massive. Like the width of this tree is 200 feet wide.
But can it defeat a deer?
As it is a tree, no.
Well, Okay, in size proportion, is it bigger than the mountain-sized deer?
I would think that it's it's maybe slightly smaller than that, but it's on the same. It is on the scope of being um like if you were to look at Mount Everest, like just the majesty of this thing, and
Excuse me, you mean Chunmalunma?
it sort of the top of it has like been moved and merged into like clearly there is a central platform that has like a lot of rooms, and then it continues to grow up like the outer, it almost looks like it has pillars. It's if not for a world of magic, it would not make sense for this thing to be alive, but it is kept alive in the fact that there are people dedicated to its tending. It is almost like somebody built a Roman style building out of a tree while the tree was still alive, shaping it around that. And you just instinctively know that's got to be what we're talking about. Like if a council meets somewhere, it's gonna be a building like that.
All right, I just feel like I'm no longer capable of getting lost in this city.
You can't. No, like you know it.
I am Well, I found the meeting location. Liam.
Already?
And you also see that there's already a line forming. So if
We
you're
should.
Wait, you can see that?
Yes.
Holy shit.
There's already a line forming.
Oh my.
when he points it out to
I-
you, it becomes obvious, but it's only
Sorry,
obvious
I
to
thought that
somebody.
the way that the district were designed, we didn't see the building, but I guess if we just looked to the left, the building was right there with a line.
Yeah,
It's
it's
more that it is in the center, so because
Sure,
of
sure.
the way this is spread out, like you think of it like the center of a broccoli.
Yeah, no. It's I
Sure.
understand. I just feel like it's so funny that in my head I imagined that the district was separated so that and like there would
Oh, it
be
is.
things in the way of the middle, so not every single part would be able to see the middle.
yeah, it's not like
Like,
it's not like the Imperial City in Oblivion where like you could always see the tower or whatever.
You know, like I obviously you could see the tree itself, but I wouldn't imagine that you could see the building that we're looking for, like from every single district. You know.
There's almost certainly an angle that sees it from every district, and he spotted the
Nice.
angle
Oh,
and pointed
yeah,
it
okay,
out.
That's all right. That's fair. That just means I had a different vision.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there were buildings in the way and like other things.
Oh, there
that
are
was,
trees
like,
and things in the way, but like he just happens to find a
he just
spot.
saw that little nook in the fucking.
Yeah, no, there is a
bushes.
single from a single point of light.
Yeah, him rolling a 100 was him basically going, so if you look right through there.
If you feel the trajectory of the leaves and the wind and the blowing of the.
Yeah. Exactly. Spot on, man.
It's like a line. Well, I guess that makes sense. It's the council, but I don't know
Let's
if this
go
is
gather the others.
I guess so. I mean, it's not happening till tomorrow.
Yeah, but the line's forming today.
The line is there now. They will
Oh,
simply
I guess
camp
that's true.
there.
I guess that's true. I don't know why. Okay, out of character, I don't know why I assumed that like just because there was a line doesn't mean it's the line for that specific thing. I would just imagine it's a line for a different event.
Yeah, that's actually what he spotted was the line for the drop of the new iPhone.
But we do also need to make sure it's not the line for the event we're there for.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
In that case.
of course, if it's just like one day, you will have people who will stand in line beforehand because, well, they're standing in front of the council. It's a big thing, and they probably want to ask their questions, and you want to skip the line, so to speak. I just would assume that other things happen in that house when it's not that, you know. And also, when the council meets, is it just like they all meet and then they just listen to people tell them their problems, or are people just listening? Like, what's the gathering?
Yeah. That is what so there's some amount of like generalized policy that the council votes on, but they also do like the point of the lesser councils is to hear lesser problems, things that can be solved
Okay,
at
so
the
the
smaller
lesser
scale.
people meet with the people and listen to their problems.
Yeah, so basically this line probably gets you to see a lesser councilman, and then if the lesser council deems you worthy enough to speak to the higher council, they will put you through to the higher council.
All right. But yeah, let's do what Llewellyn said. Let's go grab the others. Make sure that Teddy is like ready, I guess.
Yeah. So Teddy, back to you guys. Miko has
I'm
just
going
been.
to try to send a bird to communicate, like with a note. that we're coming
I'm
to.
glad that you said
bird
with
out
a
of my
note
hand.
and not to communicate, because none of the rest of them are animal tuned.
No,
It would have just been like,
I'm sitting like, that was my initial instinct. And like, wait, no,
it would just be
I
so
have to
funny.
take a note.
I send the bird. Caw. I see.
The raven, it speaks to us.
Hodor. Oh, this is a very educated crow.
Yeah. So you can roll animal to send the bird. Well, we snap back. And
To reality.
and Miko is just telling you about where the location that they have found is because they've been there before.
I'm spending an insight token to make that explode.
Yeah. And then a bird shows up with a note done to it.
I have drawn my best attempt at a map.
Well, now we need an agility roll out of you.
Huh?
I want to see how good you are at drawing.
Yeah, how good you draw?
Fair enough.
And I guess he's right that it is agility based.
Okay, let's go. That is exploding time. Taking the opportunities and do that to
Explode
explode
it again.
it again.
Yeah. It's fucking you stippled in. You're actually like you're a cartographer.
Yeah, not only could you not get lost, you draw the exact city. Perfectly mapped.
You're actually weirdly you don't talk about it to anyone. You're a man of weird like silent passions that burn.
Yeah, those silent passions are being a lion and drawing maps. Those are the two things Llewellyn's about.
Turns out, I have figured out an excellent sense of direction and communication because of being a lion.
Okay,
50+% of the time.
Look, so I don't know what you want your agility to be, but it unless you actually have something you want for it, can it be still life drawing?
I'm not sure if that might be a bit specific.
So
Drawing.
So I want to say I will offer this to you if you have the time for it, and I understand that you're in college and thus probably won't. But if you want to make what the official map of this city is,
I fucking might, because like the way my classes are right now, it's I might just have to stop them for the semester.
that's fine. And if you want to, like, I know you already have mapping software. The only rule is the center of town has to have the big tree that has the government in it, and there has to be a shopping district.
Is the government building inside of the tree or just around it?
It is inside the tree.
It is and inside the tree.
That's fucked up. Are you gonna fucking put the goddamn building in the tree?
All of this city is built into trees.
I know, that's fucked up. I can't believe my people would do this to this beautiful tree.
Like,
The tree is fine. They have used their
I can hear
magic
it scream.
to shape the tree.
yeah.
Right.
You don't hear the voices like I do.
Do you?
They all
Liam,
hear the voice.
They can all hear it. You might be hearing something else
Yeah,
screaming.
you might be
They
hearing.
wouldn't
Oh yeah,
still
sorry.
be
Maybe
living.
Teddy's tuning into my head right now. Hold on.
The screaming you're hearing is Teddy, who is leaking into all of your heads. All right. So but yeah, I'm gonna get up and then dust myself off. And then I'm gonna. All right, we should probably think about what we're gonna. Who's gonna stand in line? Or just are we gonna alternate?
Suppose I
Because
could if you need someone to keep your place.
I guess we can alternate.
As you get to the line, a lot of people are just sitting there in groups, or even like it's
Are
not
they
like
doing
everyone
that
is
thing outside of game
standing.
shops back in the day where they're just kind of waiting for the store to open?
I'm
Don't
ju-
pretend like people don't do that now.
Those
They do.
stores don't exist anymore.
GameStop still.
I mean, people fucking kill each other outside of Walmart.
You know, like, it's not. It's just not a GameStop. It's they're actually selling Pokemon cards. A riot is imminent.
Well, I'm
Also,
so sorry.
stadiums is even worse there.
At least
Alright.
we all know what I'm talking about.
So, about an hour of waiting later, a person walks up to you with like a clipboard and paper.
Hmm.
All right, complaint.
Oh,
Our village
So
was.
hold on. What was the village
hold on, guys.
we were from?
Riverhaven.
Yes.
Do we want to figure out what we're gonna say?
I'm just gonna.
Teddy. All right. So what? Like during the hour of wait, I'm going to ask Teddy if he can like link us mentally so we can have a private conversation.
Okay, so
About
we're
what
doing
are-
this before the guy gets here.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have an
yeah.
hour.
Or we
Yeah.
could do it while he's standing there and just make it awkward.
Yeah, we're not doing it while he's standing here. Sure. All right.
Do we all roll collectively then to link minds?
Well, it would
There's
be
nothing for you to roll.
it would be
Well, I
his
know, but like,
mind
do I gotta
roll.
open my mind to him somehow? Like,
If-
what?
Yeah,
If you want to roll to resist connecting the minds, you could.
Guys,
Yeah,
let's have a
I'm
chat.
like, this-
No.
what you're trying to do is like a great way for you to bungle the roll and then get left out.
Yeah.
I don't think empathic would apply for this.
No, this is
Right,
communication.
So it's just mind and then enhanced cognition probably, right?
I can enhance cognition.
All right. I'll re-roll this. I can see doing better than a 5 and a 2. And I did do that. And then I'll explode the 11. So that's automatically a 13.
I do greatly appreciate that one of my skills is just lion.
You're good at it.
I sure am.
Yeah, you managed to connect all of you, such that you fully communicate mentally.
So we do have. We'll almost certainly have to mention that we're from Riverhaven and
Yeah,
that it was attacked.
I want to throw out a bunch of things that we have like gone through together, and then we can all like decide what to do with each point.
Go on.
So, and I'm gonna do them in order of when it happened. We found a secret cave, a laboratory of some kind,
Yeah,
with a fucking
no.
computer that talked
No.
about people, including people who came from
No.
this place.
No, so like I understand, but we're not talking about anything that happened in the cave. We're not telling them that.
All right.
All we're telling
we-
them is that
re-
our village got attacked by people from the energy lands.
These people
We
almost certainly
don't
know about
know
the
if they're from
experiment.
the
don't
energy
know.
lands.
These were people wearing different masks.
You know,
of
at
different
least one of them
things.
is from the energy land. Factually.
One of them was from the animal thing, presumably.
We know
Though
that like
he's
when
not a
we s-
problem anymore.
Yeah, when we saw them, they were 7 different people with 7 different powers. One of them was just human, I
Okay.
guess, which might have
But
been body.
the oh goodness, the thing. What did you bring up to me when we were making? You had brought something up to me. Oh God, I was so fucking drained after I gave you all that energy, Llewellyn. What what was the specific minutia that was important to bring up? Um, it was that there was energy people involved in the attack.
That he destroyed a building, and might be best to mention that it might be prudent to mention that Father Daniel was slain because he was an important figure in the town and going off the records of the experiment, but we should not let on that we know.
No,
Both
it was
Liam and Llewellyn can roll a check for memory if you want to recall what was specifically told to you about the importance of the energy people being there.
I mean,
I feel like okay, because I do remember Bernard said something, but I personally don't remember it, and I don't know if I wrote it down.
I'm just like mega exhausted.
It's all good.
But we will see.
I didn't write it.
I
Okay, what was the
will
roll?
I will extend my enhanced cognition to them through the mental link
Okay, so
because
add a
because
D6
I
on,
did that. It's D8 actually
add
right
a
now.
D8. Yeah, add a D8 on the roll.
What is the first roll?
It's mind, non magic mind plus a D8.
For fucking God.
Yeah, but like, if we were playing Monopoly, you could roll again.
So what do I recall?
You, Liam, you take a token. Llewellyn, you remember. The fact that it included like an attack from a person of the energy tuned hasn't been seen this far north before.
So should we set this up as an invasion?
I think it's up to you on whether or not.
I
like,
am asking them that.
Yeah, like
This is a question that is being posed to the group.
put a vote.
I maybe not an invasion because we don't know from who, but it was definitely. I guess all we know is what we know, and so if
So
Bernard said that it was important to say that, then that's all we can say.
I want to add a note on the side because I was just rereading my mind notes. I say out loud. So when we were watching, and again, we're not going to talk about the laboratory, that's fine. But when we were watching some of those memories of the jars, there was one jar where we saw the memory of a ranger that was an elf, and they were approached by one of these people who were wearing a mask. And then
A-
I think they died.
A very different mask, though.
Okay, but like it wasn't one of the 7 that we saw?
It was not one of the 7.
Okay. Because I was gonna propose that maybe the laboratory is linked to these people somehow. And I'm not saying we need to mention that later, but I just want to mention it now.
I'm certain the laboratory is linked to these people, which is why we are not going to mention it. We're their little science experiment.
But then why would they show up and burn the town?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the people we are speaking to now.
No. I'm talking about the 7 rogue
Sorry.
figure who attacked our town are the people who might be responsible for the laboratory.
They're still likely tied to it. They might be defectors.
But but then if we're
Might have been
telling
former employees.
You have the employee. You had and viewed the entire record of all of the people who were involved.
Yeah.
And that included people who were formerly involved because his father was on the list but listed as inactive.
Yes.
So there's a weird connection yet disconnection here, because like the people, different people, including my dad, uh, were somehow connected to something. It could have been this thing in the lab, or it could have been something entirely different that was just recorded in the lab. And I just don't know if we want to even go up to the council and mention these things, because maybe the council is like way more in on this than we think. Like Bernard, like we all trust, but Bernard might not know what we know.
We all trust. That's very
Bernard,
bold.
we all trust him. This is a
Well, no,
fact
we trust
know.
Bernard, but but can we trust that people Bernard wants us to report to can be trusted?
I'm doing this because I like Bernard. After the revelations in there, I do not particularly trust him. We should tell them that Riverhaven was attacked and the nature of the attack, and I think nothing more.
Okay, when you say that nature, can you just remind me what that you
Just
mean by that?
just recount a bit of the attack.
We're not gonna. Are we gonna mention like what they look like details?
We are going to mention the key to this person. We're going to mention the energy guy. And then in the council meeting proper that we will likely receive afterwards, we are going to expound upon the details.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ninja, when we saw the 7 rogue figure approaching the town from the monitor, did we see all 7 of their masks in like some form of detail?
Yeah.
We won't explain how we
no.
saw them until we got into town.
Yes, this is for me. Can you just like uh explain to me what the 7 were again, the 7 masks?
I haven't told you what the 7 masks look like because I didn't fully come to the conclusion on that, but you have seen them. So what's going to happen is I'll give you all a write-up of that for next time because I'm going to tell
I
you.
remember the animal one was a wolf man.
Yes,
Because
the animal
we want to
one
talk about
is
the energy,
explained.
which is why I want to ask, what's the energy person's mask?
The energy person's mask was like a face made of flame.
Face made of flame.
All right.
Okay,
So I
and
think we put the complaint in and then call it.
Yes, that's basically what's going to happen here. The
all right.
complaint.
Riverhaven was attacked. There was someone from the land of energy they appear to be perhaps leading the attack.
Planning to invoke any owed favor of any of the councilmen.
The lower ones?
Well, if you're wanting to bypass the lower, you can invoke a favor from higher council.
Oh.
That is for the other people. to
Actually,
decide.
oh god, okay. Oh, okay.
We can, you know, we can have that decision be made next session when both of the people that could do that are here.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll leave it off then here. That makes sense.
I need to write this down. I was gonna make an inquiry from the guy if he had seen my dad, or anybody like had seen my dad at all. As a previous council member, maybe he would be recognizable.
Are you going to invoke your father by name or just ask him if he's seen your dad?
I'm gonna invoke him by name. Like, I'm not trying to ask for a favor or whatever.
Have you
Just
seen my
asking
dad?
if they've seen, they've seen the name. I don't.
I'll have
I
you
don't
know
remember
my
his
dad
name.
works at Microsoft.
I don't remember his full name. Something more.
Yeah. All right.
Can I make a social roll? I want to see what the general vibe is in the crowd.
Okay. Liam, to ask that question, you need to make a social roll.
Okay. I ask, have you seen my named father? And he's just like,
I don't recommend saying the name father, calling him your father.
No. I'm not trying to say my father. I've just forgotten his actual name. But I'm saying the actual name in
Yeah,
character.
you should come up with that because I don't name your
You can
dad.
just
I thought
redefine
that
whatever
we
it is.
agreed.
You can just pick a first name now.
I just thought that me and Ninja had agreed, so Ninja would remember if I forgot. But whatever. Fucking Aaron Moore. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fucking re-roll that. I don't care.
I mean, you could just say you succeed.
Haven't seen him. Haven't an idea who that is.
All right. Well, thank you.
They're not in the line.
And
if that's what you're worried about.
that helps me a lot. Thank you. And I'll just give him a
Oh, I
flower.
exploded.
Also, names.
Do we want to give our names?
I mean, we it seems like we have to.
All right. I'll give my name, Liam Moore.
Give me 1 second.
You just call me Teddy.
Oh, Eddie.
Liam Bartholomew Moore.
Esquire.
Dilwyn.
Doctor.
Lord of all things above and beyond.
Said Dilwyn.
Yes.
By the way, when he said he didn't know, just because it's a thing that my friend was seemingly curious about. Can I see if he was being honest?
Oh yeah, fully honest.
I'm
Oh,
assuming that
you
was
feel
a
like
social
this
check.
guy didn't need to lie to you because one, he's just doing his job. Like his job is to go down this line and talk to most of these people to figure out what are they going to go what room
Actually,
are they going to get sent to eventually?
Can I ask him another question?
Yeah.
Hey, sir, actually, let me reframe that question a little bit. Have you heard about anyone coming from Riverhaven
Other than us,
other than us?
you have to be very
Don't
specific.
be a smartass, please.
Oh, you exploded.
Oh, do I roll?
No, he exploded.
He like reflects on it and says,
No.
"Now that you mention it, I do think there was one person who said they came from Riverhaven inline somewhere here."
Do you happen to see them? Can you point them out?
He looks and he
I mean, they
points,
probably-
and in front of you in line, maybe 50 people is what's that name of that guy you had a beef with?
Oh fuck! Okay, I got it. No, I'm fucking because it's Cal.
It's fucking Cal. He's back.
The guy
gonna
we had
write in
to
my
like
notes.
rename.
Wait,
Yeah.
no,
Cal the
Can I-
dick.
wait. Can one of his teammates be with him?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I want my cousin to be with him. Because
Okay.
I want my cousin to be okay.
Yeah. Because it's like,
The stone.
All right, 2 people then. I'm gonna rewrite.
You named her, by the way.
yeah, she's in your
Oh.
notes.
Oh, it's her, Veronica.
Yeah.
Cal the dick and
Yeah, Brian.
Technically, it looks like
Veronica.
it looks like that little clique is there. None of them were like just killed or
wait.
captured.
So now there's 3 of them.
There's
Well,
3
no,
people.
it's just the. Oh, okay.
It's
so it
those
is fully
3.
3.
Yeah.
All right, so it's Richard too, the plant guy.
Yeah. I think that
I'm
group,
happy for.
that group came from
Alright.
there as well.
You like upon saying that you sense a spike in hostility from Llewellyn.
Oh.
Liam is just kind of.
I like how we have 2 very. The 3 of us have very different reactions. I'm like immediately very happy to see someone I'm related to.
I'm annoyed.
You can tell that like though this is very much it is because of viewing them as competitors. As to what for, that you can't tell.
All I know is that Cal is a dick, but the other 2 are cool. That's all Liam knows.
Yeah. So you wanted the vibe of the line, right?
Yeah.
It's a
Well, it's ruined now by Cal.
it's a
being there.
wave of different like feelings. Like there's some people who are here on like there's some people who radiate a hopefulness and like nervousness related to like positive stuff. There's a bunch of people who are clearly annoyed. Like there's just random complaints that are going to be brought up. That range from something as petty as like a generalized dispute to like somebody trying to change the entire government. Like
Imagine.
You should make me the God Emperor.
Imagine.
I mean,
just walking
considering
up and
how
being-
this government works, like a number of these people might just be here to challenge for a seat. Right? Like that is
I just
technically
love the idea of I'm here. Here's the new government. Do it.
No,
Yeah.
it's like you, me, fight now. And it's like considering
guess
how
that's
it
true, yeah.
works, they could just like we could be in line with any number of the new counselor. Right? Like
not for any upper
Yeah.
council seat, because you would really like it's unlikely that anyone would put you in front of the like those people would get to the lower council and then maybe challenge for those seats. And usually instead of a fight, it would be like a debate on why they have more merit than the other person, as it does come down to a vote of the council whether or not you get the seat.
so that would be more like the
This
fifth,
isn't Mortal
the might
Kombat.
land.
Technically, almost
body
certainly, there is part of the animal people who like their council seats could be challenged in direct combat.
Those are the older times where it's like, you, A, I don't like your politics, and B, I think I could fucking fight you. And it's
And
like,
just you, and then you just swing with a lead pipe.
Yeah. Like, they
You!
do a democratic election, but they do have a long-standing tradition of, like, especially for the leader of the nation, you can just have them square up. It's just that it
Very
happens
funny.
so rarely. Like, it's not like they're, like, constantly having it happen.
I mean, like, let's be
Surprisingly.
real. And this is something that I might just astonish Jin, which and if it does happen, then I hey Jin, this was our country for a long time, but like let's be real, American politics for an alarmingly long time did in fact allow duels, like
Well, allow is
we
a strong
we
word. It was
No, it
illegal.
was just allow.
It was illegal in almost all of the notable cases, but we just sort of accepted it. It's
I
like,
mean, like, which one of our presidents
The
like
duels
shot
can-
a man like on the steps of
Andrew
Parliament?
Jackson.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson was just a sociopath.
well, that is
like-
true beyond him shooting people.
No,
Yes.
as far as
Our
I
seventh
know,
president
it
beat a
wasn't.
man to death with his cane.
The
Like,
issue was not that duels were illegal; it's that killing somebody was illegal.
Yeah,
So as long as they didn't die, you were golden.
yeah, but that's the problem. How are you gonna guarantee that in a duel?
they
Skill.
died in the hospital. That's not my fault.
Unrelated blood loss. Anyway, I have to go since
Yeah.
we're done with the session. We're just kind of going.
Have a good one.
I'm gonna wave to. What
No,
did
I
you
was
say her
ready
name
to
was?
like. I was
Veronica.
gonna run over and just like.
All right, I'm gonna
be
write that
happy.
in my backstory.
You're in line.
Well, like my friends are in line. I can run over and be like, "Yo, we fucking know each other."
We'll save that for next time.
Yeah, we'll save it to next time, but
Veronica and I spot each other because we're both way taller than all of these other people.
God, I guess me and Cal spot each other, and we'll see what happens with that.
I'm also like distantly related to the body person,
I don't know
but like
what Llewellyn's
not as close as.
beef is with these. Did you make lore out of these 3 people that I just made up?
No,
Technic-
Llewellyn. He said it's just that it's a competition thing because they got here first.
No, but what I'm saying is, so now you have like this familiarity with Veronica, but on my
Oh no!
end-
That has been here the entire time. You
Yeah,
just
no,
never
and-
clocked it.
Yeah.
Here, I think that like when I started talking about how I was hanging out with other people, Nika puts me in a group with Veronica. Just
You're full robot, by the way.
there till now, indicated that you and
Robot.
Veronica knew each other.
I'm the problem.
Oh, we're all robot.
All right.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Okay, it has fixed itself.
Yes, that seems better. So the answer is there were always going to be some amount of peers that existed, and you happened to give me a avenue to use the peers as a character.
Yeah, they decided to invite me to smoke weed and do drugs, I guess. And I was just
No
like,
one
that's not
offered
cool, man.
drugs.
Okay,
They were
Cal was the
drinking.
one getting fucked up.
Also, you chose to be weird and not come with us. You were like, no, specifically, I don't want to go with the
I
rest.
wanted to be like social with other groups and then eventually find my way to the group.
Yeah, and
But
it
then,
worked
like, the
out.
first group I was with, it was the fucking getting drunk group.
Which isn't weird when you're all
it's not.
basically.
It's not weird. I'm just personally uncomfortable with drinking just randomly.
It's not right. Anyway, it
Well-
wasn't random for the age group we were at and what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all for
and
watching.
that's
We'll
fine.
see you next time.
But anyway, yeah, so